Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, International Battery Metals IBATF just filed their latest 8K report, and I am seeing a key update regarding their financial results. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company has released their report for the first quarter of 2026, and we will break down what those numbers mean. This filing is a current report, which means it is used to announce major events that shareholders should know about. Usually this happens when a company has significant news, and in this case it is about their financial performance. This just tells us that International Battery Metals is following the rules set by the US Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, for reporting their business activities. The report is officially dated the 17th of June 2026, and it covers events that happened on or before this date. This is the full name of the company we are looking at today. They operate in the basic materials sector, specifically in other industrial metals and mining. Looking at some quick external data, their market cap is about $38 million, with a pretty low price to earnings ratio of 3.7, and their stock price is currently around $0.11. This tells us where the company was originally incorporated. This is the company's file number with the SEC. This is the address of their main executive offices. This is their main phone number if you wanted to call them. Here we can see what kind of stocks the company has and where they are traded. They have common shares traded on the TSX Venture Exchange under the ticker symbol EBAT. These same common shares are also traded over the counter on the OTCQB market under the ticker symbol IBATF. This dual listing means investors can trade their shares on either of these exchanges. The company is marking itself as an emerging growth company. This means they are a newer company and have some advantages when it comes to reporting requirements under SEC rules, which can sometimes be less demanding than for larger, more established companies. This is the meat of the filing. Item 2.02 is where companies report their financial results. So, on the 18th of June, International Battery Metals announced their financial and operational results for the first 3 months and the full year ending on the 31st of March 2026. They have attached the full press release as an exhibit to this report, which is where we find the actual juicy details. It is interesting that the report is dated the 17th of June, but talks about results reported on the 18th of June, possibly indicating the filing was prepared just before the official release. This section lists all the documents that are part of this filing. Here is a breakdown of those exhibits. This is the press release containing the actual financial results for the period ending the 31st of March 2026. This is what we need to dive into to understand the company's performance. Remember, they just reported their fourth quarter and full year results for fiscal 2026 on the 17th of June, according to some recent news headlines. This is a digital file that makes the key information in the report machine readable, which helps with financial analysis and comparison. This is the digital signature of Michael Rutledge, the Chief Financial Officer, or CFO, and this confirms his name, title, and the date he signed the report. As CFO, he is responsible for the company's financial health and reporting. Now, let's dig into what the press release Exhibit 99.1 likely contains. While the filing itself doesn't show the numbers, the fact that they've filed this 8K for their Q1 2026 results is key. Based on the news headlines, they also reported their fourth quarter and full year fiscal 2026 results on the 17th of June. This suggests the press release likely contains 4 important sets of numbers: the fourth quarter results, the full year results, and likely a comparison to the previous year's results for both. For a company like International Battery Metals, which is in the industrial metals and mining sector, investors will be looking closely at measures like revenue, cost of goods sold, operating expenses, and profitability. We also want to see how much cash they have on hand and any debt they might be carrying. Given the market cap is relatively small at around $38 million, and the stock price is trading below $1, these results are crucial for understanding the company's trajectory. We might see information about production volumes, sales figures, and any major capital expenditures. It is also important to note their recent financing activities, such as the $2.8 million investment from EV Metals 9 LLC in April. This kind of capital injection can be a lifeline for a company in this sector, especially if they are investing in new projects or expanding existing operations. Looking at the broader context, the battery metals industry is closely watched due to the growing demand for electric vehicles and renewable energy storage. Companies in this space can be quite volatile, and their financial performance is a direct reflection of their ability to compete and capitalize on market trends. For International Battery Metals, demonstrating consistent revenue growth and a path towards profitability will be critical for investor confidence. If we were to see the full press release, we would be looking for key financial figures. For instance, Revenue is a core indicator of business activity. If revenue is growing, it is a positive sign. We'd also look at the gross profit, which is revenue minus the direct costs of producing their goods or services. A higher gross profit margin means they are keeping more money from each sale. Operating expenses, like administrative and selling costs, are also important. If these are growing faster than revenue, it can eat into profits. And of course, net income or loss tells us the bottom line: are they making money or losing it? For a company with a P/E ratio of 3.7, the market is not expecting massive growth, but they are expecting some profitability. A low P/D can indicate that a stock is undervalued or that investors have low expectations for future earnings. Given the share price and market cap, it is likely the latter. Now let's consider what a good result would look like. For a smaller company in a growth industry, consistent progress is key. This would mean seeing year-over-year growth in revenue, improving gross margins, and a reduction in net losses, or ideally moving into net income. Any news of successful exploration, new resource discoveries, or securing long-term supply agreements would also be very positive. Conversely, a decline in revenue, widening losses, or unexpected increases in cost would be red flags. We would also need to watch for any mention of increased debt or difficulty in securing financing, as this can be a critical issue for mining companies that require significant capital for their operations. Considering the news about their fourth quarter and full year results being released, it is probable that the press release details how they perform throughout the entire fiscal year ending in March. That full year picture is often more telling than just one quarter. We'd want to see if they met or exceeded their own guidance, and how their performance compares to other companies in the battery metals sector. The recent investment from EV Metals 9 LLC is a strong indicator that there is still confidence in the company's potential, at least from some investors. This $2.8 million could be used for exploration, to scale up operations, or to strengthen their financial position to attract further investment. What I am actually looking for in these types of filings from companies like International Battery Metals is a clear sign of operational progress and a sustainable path to profitability. They are in a red-hot industry, but execution is everything. The risk I am watching is whether they can translate their resources and market opportunity into solid, consistent financial results. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description.